To another weekend review. I know I'm late. It is late here on the eastern coast here. I'm getting this part up. I don't know why this is on here. It needs to come off. Okie dokie. So we're just going to jump right into it because I don't want to be too long because I'm in the midst of doing 10,000,001 things. If you missed this, you can also catch the replay and catch this video on YouTube. So here it is. According to the World Health Organization, on the global frontier, there were 31,939 new cases. Overall, there's 771,549,718 cumulative cases of COVID-19. The global death toll is at 6,974,473. And this number was confirmed on October 25th. As for the United States of America, you know we have not been reporting our cases, but we haven't been seeing increases in cases in the Midwest and the South and some here up north. So, but we still got the highest cases on the globe, and it is at 103,436,829 with the cumulative death toll of 1,136,920. You can see all these numbers on the World Health Organization. It's covid19.who.int. So you can find that there. So we still have 25% of the cases on the globe, but yet we are 4% of the world's population. In terms of the vaccination, 70% of the country is vaccinated here in the United States of America. 81% of people got the first dose, but we're still, at the 70% tile of it. I don't know if they still reporting on vaccinations, but please get vaccinated. Please wear your mask because now the flu is now a threat as always. So get your flu shot, get your COVID shot, and still wear your mask. Even though you got shots, you still got to wear your mask because I see a lot of people don't wear their mask out here. And now COVID is resurging and is coming back. And we don't know what is it going to be this winter, if it's not going to be another Delta variant, another Omicron variant. So continue to wear your mask. With your N95s, it's highly recommended. But if you don't find any because it's been a shortage of things, wear a surgical mask. Wear double surgical masks. That's my advice to you. Now, in terms of this attack in Maine, I forgot to put the E here. So, there was a serious attack in Maine. About 19 people have died, 18 people have died. About dozens of people been wounded. And as of today, the killer, the mass murderer, was found dead. I assume it is a gun-afflicted wound. The news is not confirmed what the cause of death was. That's going to be the autopsy, going to be by the morgue. But most likely, it probably was a self-afflicted wound. He didn't have no phone with him, but just the assault rifle and himself. And he died near his old job where he got fired from. Yeah. So, here's my take on this. So, here it is. This is not surprising. This is probably like closer to 500 mass shooting we had in this country this year. The year is almost ending. No assault bans, weapons bill really has been passed. I mean, the president put out an executive order, but that's not enough because you still got the Supreme Court that can shoot that down. They try to shut our gun laws down here, the Supreme Court. So my thing is there needs to be an assault weapons ban bill passed by Congress. But unfortunately, we can't get it done with this 118th Congress due to the lower chamber, which is run by Republicans, which they're mostly pro-Second Amendment. Because you even got some Democrats that are pro-Second Amendment, one flipped, because they realize like it happened in their hometown. It shouldn't take a tragedy that happened in your own hometown to be on the side of right. But I digress. So back to the House Republicans. They elected a new leader named James Michael Johnson, also known as Mike Johnson, from the Louisiana 4th Congressional District. He never chaired a committee. He has no experience, but yes, they elect him as Speaker. Keep in mind, this man is the architect of denying the 2020 elections. He is a straight up and down homophobe, transphobic guy, misogynist, against Roe versus Wade. He's a racist. He's all the things that we call basically Christo-fascists. Yeah, we call them all kinds of names, right? This man is not going to pass no bills. His test is going to be the budget to avert a government shutdown, which I highly doubt that he will meet the moment, because he might have to be piped down, and the president is going to ruin pretty much his reputation like Kevin was ruined. And I'm pretty sure Mike probably made some backdoor deals to put people on committees to continue on these BS hearings about the president and his son. Yes, him. So my thoughts, as I said the last time, about James Michael Johnson from the Louisiana 4th Congressional District, now Speaker of the House. This man has no experience. This man is a bigot. This man is a racist. This man is a misogynist. This man is transphobic. He's all the dirty things you could think of. He's a Christo-fascist. He is a storefront believer and a storefront Christian. In my book, because the last time I checked, the way he interprets the Bible, Jesus would strike him down. But I digress. So, James. James, I'm going to call you by your Christian name, James. James, you're not going to be Speaker as of the next Congress, because y'all made yourselves look like idiots. James, you are a whole ass racist and a bigot and a misogynist. You don't know the Bible, and you're just not that smart. You and your Grand Insurrectionist Party. I'll leave it as that. And you know what's the sad part about this? That if the president wins re-election again, which most likely that will happen, despite all the shenanigans that's going on, which I'm going to address that, this man has to certify the fucking election. He's going to be certifying the election. That's the scary part. Like, he's going to certify election when he objected to the last election results. That's insane. That scares me. Now, I just want to address that question real quick. So here's the thing. I try not to get into the weeds of geopolitics because I don't really know geopolitics like that. I feel like I have to be forced to choose a side, and I'm on the side of humanity. I don't want women and children to get killed from both Palestine and Israel. So I'm on the side of right. And the side of right means I'm on the side of humanity. I can care about what governments, they want to fight amongst each other, because they've been fighting since the beginning of all of our existence on this planet. And to be quite frank, Benjamin Netanyahu does not represent the people that he served, because his people are getting killed, and so as the Palestinians are getting killed too. So that's my take on it. Some people don't believe me saying why you are not choosing a side, because I have to be forced to choose a side because white people told me to choose a side. That's why. And I'm not choosing a side. Sorry if that didn't answer your question, but I just wanted to answer people's question just to be modest and just to be thoughtful. So, back to my point. So, speaking of 2024 elections, there's a new person that threw their hat in the ring on the Democratic side. It's Congressman Dean Phillips of Minnesota, who decided to challenge the president. And I'm just going to read a bit of what he said because I think it's pure stupidness. Just complete and utter foolishness. I'm running for president as a Democrat in 2024. My campaign will be about 4 main things. He says the economy, making communities safe, and what else his dumbass said. And, you know, all this other crap. But the thing that I was most struck by, here's the key terms. If President Biden is the Democratic nominee, we face an unacceptable risk of Trump being back in the White House. I know this campaign is a long shot, but this is why I think it is important and worth doing. As I've been listening to voters the past few weeks, I've been really heartened by the support and believe we can win both this primary and general election. People know in their hearts that it is time for a change. We can do this together. Everyone's invited. Don't invite me because I don't want to come. Because if we could look at Mr. Phillips, Congressman Phillips, you know, his moderate stance. Because after all, he is a moderate. Yes, he defeated this guy named Cole Young with 81% of the vote, yada, yada, yada. He beat his Republican challenger by 55.6% of the vote. So he only won like district-wide races. And you're funded by a Republican. Here's the thing about Mr. Phillips. Mr. Phillips entering this race is much more dangerous than Marianne Williamson, Cornel West, and Robert F. Kennedy. Because Dean is actually part of the Democratic Party. Dean is actually a member of Congress, an elected member of Congress, and Dean is a moderate. And we have independents that are Dem-leaning, that are moderate. And so when you have folks like Dean, who wants to challenge the president, but has no foreign policy experience. And if you look at his history again, I want to look at it again. So just to be clear, you know, before I tear in his soul, this man only has experience serving in Congress for 3 years. No, 4. 4 years. 2 terms. 3 terms. Excuse me, 3 terms. A 3-term congressman versus a 47-year experienced politician. Yes, Dean is younger, but Dean has no experience. How can you challenge someone with experience? Much more experience, like seasoned turkey, versus you're fresh out of the womb, 4 years in Congress. That's my take overall. Dean Phillips of Minnesota challenging President Biden and Vice President Harris with only 4 years of experience serving in the White House needs to take all the damn seats in the world. He has no foreign policy experience. He has no experience even writing any policy that is affecting change. He doesn't have any of that. He doesn't have that gravitas. Okay? No one really knows who Dean Phillips is. People don't even know that he serves in Congress. I never really saw him do too many interviews like that on MSNBC, CNN, or even Fox. Because he doesn't get booked that much. Because he's not booked, but he's overlooked, right? So why are you trying to challenge a seasoned politician who served in the Senate for 36 years, who was the vice president to the first African American president, and now the president of the United States, and has delivered with a divided Congress, which he sits in? I don't understand. And if I found out he voted to overturn Dodd-Frank bill, he's really going to be in trouble. Because the president is actually for it. So, good luck on that long shot, Mr. Phillips, because Lord knows you ain't going to make it. Now to Steve Schmidt. You know, the sensitive guy. He's so sensitive. So touchy all the time. He blocking people and stuff. He ain't blocked me because I don't think about that man. But I did tweet saying that man introduced us to an idiot named Sarah Palin. Let's see. He tried to get the former CEO of Starbucks, Howard Schultz, to challenge seasoned Democratic politicians for president 4 years ago. Steve Schmidt has the worst political instance. That's why, honestly, I never retweeted the Lincoln Project. And I know there's people in my orbit that retweeted them, and that's fine and dandy. And this is not towards y'all. But I never retweeted half of those Never Trumpers. Because why? Because stuff like this. And I knew they was going to turn their back on the president. I knew it. I said this was just a short-lived honeymoon period, because once things tried to get close back to normal, I knew this crap was going to happen. Oh, he's too old. You know, he can. If you look at the GOP and look how dusty they look, out of shape, and really are out of touch with the American people, I'd rather pick the guy that's about to be 81 next month. That's actually young at heart. Because if I was 80 doing Pilates and a spin class and running every day and riding a bike, I could do anything. And he's in good health the last time I checked, because the last person before him that's 3 years younger than him was not in good health. Okay? So y'all need to stop. With y'all, he's too old. That's for Bill Kristol too. And Bill Kristol supporting this stuff. Like, stop listening to white men like Bill Kristol and Steve Schmidt. They don't speak for nobody. Literally. They don't. So, I got through everything. And I was doing my laundry. But, anyhow, as I end this, I know there's people that are, expressing their views about why they're not going to vote in 2024 for Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. Why they either going to vote for Marianne Deborah Williamson, Cornell Randall West, Robert F. Kennedy, and just don't vote at all. There's a Project 25, never read on them, but I'm pretty sure they're trying to, deter people from voting, and it's mostly young voters of color. And yes, I understand the situation in Israel and Palestine is affected people. It's a bad situation. Trust me, I'm not picking a side. I'm picking a side of humanity, which is women and children. I don't care what governments they do. That's the foreign policy experts to handle that. But anyhow, this is my message to the young people. You not voting for the president, the vice president, because I'm not telling you who to vote for, but I'm just making this message clear. You not voting for the president and the vice president will set this country back even further than what Donald Trump did. Either him or anybody in the GOP, because that's their goal. They don't want to see progress in this country, especially with young people, people of color, and other marginalized communities, they don't want to see us progress. They want to see us descend. They don't want to see progress from people that look like me or you. They want to take us way back to where we was not even citizens and didn't have our civil rights. So the simple fact is, you want to not vote because you're mad of the president's stance on the Israel and Gaza conflict in Palestine? You need to check yourself, because obviously you never know what hard times look like, and you think Trump's 4 years in that White House was bad. Think of the next 4 years with him or with anyone in the GOP, because it's going to be bad. Forget about cancellation of student loans. Forget about affordable housing, buying a house. Forget about, getting more money on your paycheck, protecting your paycheck, more exemptions, increases on your taxes. You will be paying more taxes for stupid stuff like building a wall. Think about that. But until then, I'm calling this the night. Peace, deuces, stay blessed.